Hey guys, how's it going? Companion here. So this week's Tavern Brawl was probably the best one ever. At least for me, it was really interesting as you basically get to be some of the PvE bosses that we've faced in the past in the PvE encounters in Hearthstone. Now, it's not quite all the bosses, and it's actually probably a really bad Tavern Brawl if you're not a very experienced player in Hearthstone, because for me it was pretty confusing until after I played it a few times to understand the rules. So maybe I can clear that up for you guys, and maybe you guys who are intermediate level players will have a slightly better understanding about what's going on. So what's going on is there's a certain pool of hero powers that belonged to some of the bosses in Hearthstone, and you get to basically use those. You get a random hero power. Each hero power costs 2 mana. Your hero power is randomized at the start of the game, but it's randomized after the mulligan stage, so you won't actually know what your first hero power will be. Both players start with different hero powers unless by chance they actually get the same one. And each time you use your hero power, you get another one. Some hero powers have limitations, and we can kind of go over a few of those. Let's just do that. So the single most overpowered hero power that you can get, especially at the start of the game, is called Harvest. It's just ridiculously overpowered as you basically wild growth, and instead of losing a card, which is wild growth, you gain a card. So it's like wild growth plus a 2-card instant advantage, which is like totally insane. If one player gets Harvest at the start of the game, they generally just win just because of that. So it's a little bit dumb, but it's not like all the way dumb. It doesn't include all the hero powers. There's no like Emperor Tharson hero power that you just insta-kill your opponent. You know, there's none of that. Okay, so there's no like stupid broken stuff. Harvest is really it. The other ones can be more broken, but they're more situational, they're more give and take, and they have some randomness attached. So generally there's a bunch of hero powers that spawn minions. Some spawn like a 3/3, others just spawn a bunch of 1 health minions, and you know, there's quite a few of those. One of them can spawn the Trons. It spawns a random Tron, and notably Electron is really important, because what can happen is you might not have any spells in your hand, you summon a random Tron with your hero power, you get Electron, and then you have to pass the turn, and your opponent starts a brand new turn with the spell discount. And if that happens, you basically get absolutely wrecked and lose the game. So that sucks a little bit. It's part of the randomness of the brawl, I suppose. And then another one that's also super random is Pile On. That little one is back, so it's important to have some big minions in your deck, but we'll go over some of the cards that are really powerful anyway, and most of those kind of work pretty well with Pile On anyway. And the other hero powers, there's a lot of hero powers that just deal with one thing. So like Me Smash is an important one, and others deal with like lots of things, and probably the most relevant one with that is Poison Cloud, as having creatures with 1 health can sometimes be really detrimental. Summoning a slime is basically summoning a 2/2 minion. So if you have a full board of 1 health minions, they happen to re-randomize into Poison Cloud, bam, you have no board, and they have a full board of 2 attack minions. So yeah, some pretty crazy stuff. A lot of the craziness has to do with using your hero power lots of times, and there's specific cards that work really well with that, but there's also certain strategies. So if your opponent gets those cards, one of the big cards in the whole thing is Main the Lake. So if your opponent has Main the Lake and has a lot of mana left, if they are stuck on a hero power they can't use, you can effectively draw out the game until you get an answer. So it's actually a very complicated system. For instance, if your opponent has Me Smash to destroy an enemy minion, you just kill off all your minions and then you don't play a minion. And it seems kind of bad, but most of the decks are actually so hero power centered and have just like removal, and that's about it, and like ramp. So often actually just waiting is a pretty good strategy. And that's, we can go into that a little bit more. So one of the most interesting cards, because ramp is so dominant, Druid is, in my opinion, obviously the best class. So there's not much class diversity in this one. A lot of people said they had a lot of success with different class here, different class there. But in general, Druid is really the end-all, be-all of this Tavern Brawl. But it didn't seem that boring. Often when one class is super OP in a Tavern Brawl, it does kind of break the spirit a little bit, but this time I've just felt good. It felt really awesome to play. Astral Communion is literally one of the best cards in the entire Tavern Brawl because it allows you to gain 10 mana on turn 4, and you can use your hero power 5 times, and a lot of hero powers just generate stuff on the board, so you don't actually need cards to play right away. You don't have to have a deck full of high-cost minions. So, that's when some strategy comes into play. If your opponent does do an Astral Communion turn, you can just not play a creature. Especially in that situation, they won't have a hand. So if they're stuck on a hero power that interacts with a creature, well, you just keep waiting and waiting and waiting. And if they play a creature, you just remove that and waiting, and then eventually you'll be at 10 mana crystals as well. So Astral Communion is super powerful, but you can do some of these really weird interactions with the hero powers to actually equalize some of these big advantages. Some other really powerful Druid cards, we have Savage Combatant. Sometimes if you have like a main lake in play, you can just get like 20 damage attack, 20 attack from your hero. Some really ridiculous things. Savage Roar is a really powerful one. As I mentioned, a lot of the hero powers just spawn a bunch of crappy minions on your board, and if they're not dealt with, and actually frequently they're not dealt with, just Savage Roar can often just close out a game. Plus with Electron shenanigans, it can be really, really easy to play that out. Some of the neutral minions, of course, main like I mentioned, but there's also Mukla's Champion. A lot of the Inspire mechanics work really well, but some of them are a bit unseen. Like I saw 0 Murloc Knights. It seemed like Murloc Knight would be a really powerful card, but yeah, I don't know. No one's playing it. No one's had much success with that. But Mukla's Champion is pretty successful because sometimes when you get a hero power that spawns a bunch of minions, you would save that for the next turn where you play Mukla's Champion. You play all the small minions and you buff them up. That slight buff makes them so they're much harder to kill from your opponent's hero power uses. So it kind of works pretty well. Kvalda Raider is probably one of the best creatures. As you know, if he just sticks on the board, you basically win the game. It's not likely for him to stick on the board, but there's not many minions that do that. Also, Frost Giant is pretty interesting because it's often so valuable to use your hero power. Well, you end up using hero power a lot. So Frost Giant gets a massive discount. Frequently, you just play him for 0, and often that's not even that far into the game. And of course, you know, with all these hero power uses, all these Inspire effects, all this crazy stuff, you need some counterplay to that. So a card like Saboteur is really good. Often when your opponent has a very powerful hero power that you know they'll be using next turn, you can deny it the Saboteur, and that makes a pretty big difference. It is important to know, though, and I also learned this, that if you Saboteur and then your opponent plays Maiden of the Lake afterwards, the hero power cost is adjusted from whatever Saboteur makes it to 1. So Maiden Lake counters Saboteur, but, you know, usually if they have Maiden Lake, they'd play it right away because it's one of those win conditions. So overall, crazy amount of fun interactions, lots of strategy, lots of, you know, very difficult decision making in the gameplay, really different gameplay. And I mean, this is literally all we can ask for from Tavern Brawl. I mean, they're just getting so good. Tavern Brawls every week are getting so amazing, and they're exceeding my expectations by so much that I'm truly blown away. So really big props to Blizzard for the Tavern Brawl system and making it work to new heights in recent times. And again, guys, I know a lot of you guys kind of, you know, brush away Tavern Brawl. Yeah, it's whatever. You guys are really missing out on a really fun experience if you're that type of guy. So maybe you change your mind. Maybe the clips to come here in a moment will help you do that. So enjoy those. Enjoy the brawls, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
It feels like a Tavern Brawl where it's kind of difficult to really assess how it's going to work. So, I got a Darnassus Aspirant, that's pretty good. Return a random minion to your opponent's hand. We got the same ones.
Rise against you.
Elune, guide my lance.
can go ahead and return that, it doesn't really matter. Did he just get a web wrap again?
Guide my lands.
I'll just keep this up, I guess. Ah, this looks so weird. Astral. I got some nice cards. I mean, his hero power is fucking worthless, right?
Put this apple on your head.
Look at that. What do you get? Deal 1 damage to all enemy minions. If any die, summon a slime. Oh, that sucks. Summon 3 whelps. Okay. Well, if I hero power, he kills them all with his hero power, right?
Put this apple on your head.
Whoa!
For the wild.
Okay. That's a pretty good hero power. Uh-oh. Well, that went south. Okay, I have an idea.
I enjoy raiding.
Shall we put a kink in your plans?
Time waits for no one. Nature will rise against you. Job's done.
Okay. It's a pretty good idea. That's why Mookla's good. Yeah, Mookla's pretty good. Only time Astral is good. Well, it's really fucking good. So, I mean, I'll take it, I guess. 7 mana.
I can see.
Okay. Well, that turned out just fine, guys. Actually, maybe I'll just use it now. Because I might get another destroy ability. Okay. Oh, I did get another destroy ability.
Time waits for no one. I don't have enough mana.
What? It doesn't refill my mana crystals? Oh, maybe I should have used Astral Communion before this game. I wanted 10 mana crystals, goddammit. Okay, that was an educational experience. Oh, I need more ramp than that. Get a little bit with wild growth. So frequently both players start with the same hero power. That might just be a thing, right? Have we seen any example
I'll be a real knight.
that was different? That worked against that? Murloc Knight instantly makes people concede. Yeah, but you still need a lot of mana to actually make it work. Like, there's a lot of OP combos, but it feels like Druid is just the most insane class because it enables them so frequently. Here I could do Savage Combat, Innervate, and kill that, but that's pretty weak.
One day, I'll be a real knight.
What do you get now? I got that Poison Cloud crap. Oh, I should have killed the other one. So now the 2/2 can run into Mukla and he can hero power and he gets a slime, otherwise he couldn't get a slime. That was a misplay. This guy played it right. Yes, good job.
Unleash the beast. For the wild.
Swipe's pretty good, but he loses his turn, so don't think it's that good. Swipe hero power. Oh, Starfire. Wow. It's a really bad card to play, I think. Oh, come on.
Sorry about that.
It's a pretty good hero power, but it's very situational. And he'd never use his hero power if he had like a creature summoning one into that. So the situation won't happen. That's why I try to get rid of it. Excuse me. Oh, that's pretty good for me, I think. Oh boy. Oh no. Main the lake. Oh my god. Oh my god. I got so fucked, dude. Okay. Something. Oh, that's bad. Okay. I think I get the most out of this. I still have to swipe.
For the wild. Time waits for no one.
Okay. No, I think we played that perfectly. Please no more Made in the Lake. Both got Saboteur. Oh, that's sick good, dude. Holy shit. Oh, that Electron's gonna cost them. They might just kill me with Wild Magic though, so that would be bad. What's he gonna return? Okay, that's fine. Okay. Pretty sure we have lethal here. What can I hope to drop? Just man the lake, right?
For the major domo. I wait for no one.
Okay. I like how you can't actually tell what hero power you're gonna start with, so you can't mulligan ahead of time. And it's not the same hero power. Frequently, we start with the same hero power, but it doesn't seem like it's a rule. It seems like it was just a lucky trend. Druid versus Druid versus Druid. Well, on my other accounts, I can't really play Druid.
Elune, guide my lands.
Let's just do this. Oh, I don't know if you'd want to play that. Oh, he went for it. Oh! Oh, he better have Innervate. If he doesn't have Innervate, I just won the game. Oh, game over. GG bros. 10 hero powers.
Take this blade.
For the major domo. For the major domo.
Oh, I can't play that.
For the wilds.
That sucks. Too many creatures. It's gonna swipe it.
I can see.
Oh, that's that's kind of what I expected. That's really bad.
I can take it. For the major domo.
Wait, what? I just gave him a spell. What the fuck? Put a random spell from your opponent's class into your hand. I just gave him a spell. Where's my spell?
Put your faith in the light.
Of course. Oh, Mr. Never Lucky. Getting fucking never lucky still. Rag doesn't have spells. He got a spell. I mean, okay, if Rag really doesn't have spells, which is not true, I think you get like tail swipes or some bullshit. But I gave him a spell.